I want to offer you this as a little bit of a way of revising for Plato's Gorgias. This is a big text with a lot of information in it. And what I want to suggest to you is sometimes the best way to learn is through visual imagery and through a little bit of humour. Using the sort of strange imagery can make things stick in your mind better than just going over the words. So, to that end, we have my first book of Gorgias. Let us begin. It's just like a bedtime story, really. Socrates was talking to Gorgias, and then along came Polus, and he was talking to Polus. Now, Polus was forced to admit that, let's see if you can work it out. That's right. Doing wrong is more contemptible than suffering wrong. Now, Callicles disagrees. This is where your text starts, of course. Callicles disagrees. Callicles is a hedonist. Look at him there. What do you think that image means? It's basically the idea that Callicles believes in nature the strong should dominate and have what they want. And he uses the example of, you should know that picture, Hercules. And specifically he uses the example of Hercules taking the sun's cattle. And he can because he's strong. Now, to start off this conversation, Callicles attacks Socrates for practicing philosophy. Callicles is a bit of a... Socrates responds by distinguishing between rhetoric and philosophy. This is a key part of the text that often gets sort of rushed over, but it's turned up in exam questions. What is rhetoric? Hopefully you can look at those two pictures and explain to me what it is. Changing your opinion, pandering to the crowd. What is philosophy? And there she is. And remember how Socrates describes philosophy. Socrates explains that it isn't only convention that supports his view, but nature as well. And if you remember his argument, the idea of in nature, a group of people is stronger than an individual, and the groups come up with the laws or conventions. Socrates gets Callicles to explain what he means by superior. So after Callicles sort of says that, or backs away from the distinction between convention and nature, he just emphasizes this idea of the superior person. What do you mean, says Socrates. Let's have a look what he means. Is this the superior person? What is Callicles' first explanation or definition of superior? Should be pretty obvious from this picture. So when you're thinking about it, just think of this picture. Surely, Year 12 boys will all be thinking, yeah, that looks like me at the gym. Year 12 girls will probably be thinking something else. So Callicles initially said that his definition was stronger. Now that has been dismissed by, or challenged I should say, by Socrates. So Callicles changes his definition. What does he next say? is superior. It's a pretty poor photo, sorry about the quality, but it's cleverer. Socrates asked some more questions. Do you remember what those questions are? The doctor, the coat maker, the shoemaker, the farmer with potatoes. But hopefully these images, I'm not going to go into the explanation because you have the wonderful PowerPoints, etc., and your teacher's notes and all your own notes. But maybe these images will, burn that into your retina. Callicles changes his definition, changing his mind to suit what the audience wants. What does Callicles say the superior person should be? Can you guess from this image? No, the answer is not 12 inches long. That doesn't sound appropriate now I say it. The answer is not a ruler. Socrates asks a question. Can you remember what that question was? If you're going to be a ruler, what do you need to be able to do? Callicles does not like this. What does Callicles liken this idea of self-discipline to? Instead, Callicles thinks we should... Let's see it again. Who knows what the word is that I'm thinking of here? It's just one word, starts with E. Done. Socrates poses some analogies. So these analogies aim at challenging the idea of constant expansion, expanding. The leaky bucket, the gully bird, although that's not a gully bird, we don't know what a gully bird is, and the catamite. Needless to say, trying to find a children-friendly picture of a catamite or a male prostitute was not easy. This creates the example of a catamite creates a type of dilemma for Callicles. Do you remember what that dilemma is called? So, leaving the horned dilemma, Socrates changes tact. Pleasure and good are not the same. Socrates presents the opposites argument. And if you go back through those images, you should be able to relate them to the text. In fact, I won't say what the images mean, because actually it's better for you to be able to articulate, to say when you see the image what they relate to in the text. And you can use this sort of visual stimulus for any of the texts. It's a great idea to go back and make your own little silly PowerPoint. Just to help you consolidate all the information you've had to learn this year. Callicles gives up. Socrates gives his view on what makes a good life. And that should explain that he values what's on the right-hand side there, the ordered mind. There's the key. Order. Law and order. Well, law is an expression of order. Oh, just realised I've had this mouse just sitting there all the time. Sorry about that. Everyone agreed. Doing wrong was more contemptible than suffering wrong. Except Callicles, but he's up. Everyone agreed that suffering from punishment was good because it helped reorder the mind. Especially Nietzsche. Look at him there. When you get 2 thumbs up from Nietzsche, you are set. They all had lemonade and everyone was happy. The end. Bye.